Did you know most convicted child sex offenders consider themselves religious? I'm going to summarize a 2006 study that you should definitely research. It looked at over 100 convicted child predators, and here's what it found. I summarized the study on my website because there's a lot to learn from this, but this study broke these groups into four based on their religion: atheists, dropouts, converts, and stayers. Dropouts were religious in childhood, but not anymore religious. Converts found religion as adults, and stayers were raised religious and stayed that way. Now, here's the shocker. The stayers, the ones with lifelong religious involvement, had the most victims and the youngest victims. They also had more convictions than all the other groups. Let me say that again. The most religious group did the most harm. So when someone says, but he's from a good church background, but he's a good Christian, that doesn't mean they're safe for kids. Predators hide behind religion, and they abuse these places of power because they can get direct, unsupervised access to children. They also normally enjoy the trust of those children's family because they're in a position we are supposed to be able to trust. And especially these positions of power or authority, like if people believe that their religious leader can do no wrong, they may overlook the fact that they're not safe for kids. For the avoidance of doubt, faith is not the issue. Blind trust is. It's predators who are abusing power to gain access to children, and it's the lack of awareness from the rest of us who are not evil and psychotic enough to harm a child that don't know what to look for, and specifically are not looking at what's happening right in front of us. Most children are harmed by people they know and are supposed to be able to trust. Over 90% of the time, it's a friend or family member. It's a religious leader. It's a school teacher. I'm not saying all these people are predators. I'm saying predators choose these positions, and we need to be aware and be thoroughly vetting people. Beyond a background check, we need to really know and be involved with who has access to our children. We need to not let our bias cloud our judgment just because they're a good Christian man or just because they're sitting next to you in the same temple you're sitting in, praying the same way you're praying, does not mean they're safe for children. Science proves this. I want you to read this whole article because there are a lot of calls to action. A lot of these problems are very solvable. It takes awareness, meaning acknowledgement, but it also takes action because knowledge is only power if we're willing to do something with it. We need stronger oversight in religious spaces. We need better education about grooming and the abuse of power. We need to stop acting like religious equals safe, or just because somebody thinks the same way we think they are safe for children. If someone's entire defense is I'm religious or, oh, but he's a good enter the religion person, that's not a safety guarantee. It might just be a cover. So it's time to protect kids with our eyes open and with